how humans are today.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's called values.
I definitely plan on doing something about it sometime soon. Like I'm really gonna make a push for content around waking, not waking people. I don't like that word, but just bringing the awareness, bringing the communication, so it can actually be talked about openly, and
Yeah.
hopefully eventually come to an agreement in the middle. But obviously
See,
that's
it
super
takes a
hard.
lot of time, man. It's so hard. I
I
try
but
doing
you
that
know what?
every other day.
I give it to Tate. I give it to Tate because
Yeah.
now bypassing all that stuff, that's what he's doing, and nobody really notices that. But the conversation's gonna come around. The conversation's
Hmm.
gonna come around. It's been coming around. Like it's people
Hmm.
without Tate, nobody actually talked about the happiness in relationships. Now people are starting to
Yeah.
talk about why people are happy in relationships, and that communication is
Mm.
fucking needed. Needed.
Facts. I don't support tape, but a lot of people don't understand that the characteristics of what people can
Why
bring
don't you
up
support Tate?
due to that. Well, see, I don't. I just because of the misogynistic factor, but I understand that he's a quarter to half of the way right because how these bitches act. But I just don't want to be that person to just say it. But
Why is he misogynistic?
I don't know, just how we be out here wording women, just like
You
them,
know
like.
what the definition of misogynistic is, right?
Well, to be fair, I worded that wrong. But his view, let me word that differently. His views on women are poor, I should say. But
No,
I
they're not.
agree with partially his views upon that.
No, everybody misinterpreted for the good reason. Like I'll never fucking shame people for it. But a lot of people dislike me because I support Tate, and that's fine. But because I actually support Tate, I actually do the digging. I actually do the research. I actually know more than just the face value of the 60-second TikToks that everybody sees, right? And he did that. He's spoken about this. The way he spoke so flagrantly and so enticing that purposely made you emotionally want to respond was done purposely so he could gain the traction on the internet the quickest. And that was more it was a plan executed
I
well.
kind of envy that because that's how I talk. That's actually dope as fuck.
But
That's because
he
I'll
did
open a
it like
conversation with something brash as fuck, and and people will be
like
looking at me
I want to
fucking
give you three quick
mad.
points just cuz like maybe this might change your mind on him, but like he's talked about every little not every but basically every single controversial thing, the human trafficking, the woman that he quote unquote beat, there's a video of, and all of that, and he's brought that up. The woman that he quote unquote beat, she's actually come forward 3 times over 3 years saying that this was a sexual act. She wanted that, and he didn't even hit her hard. Like she's still friends with him. They still have a great
Mhm.
relationship. They still talk. They're still amazing. That was just a kink of hers that they did, and it was like that's all it was. And she was actually
Yeah,
ashamed of Tate because Tate the first time did it so lightly, and she was like, "Come on," type of thing.
yeah.
So that's one thing. Then the human trafficking, that was literally just lies, literally lies. He talks about the story, and basically one girl, he had a girl over with a bunch of girls obviously, and this girl actually had a boyfriend, and she lied to her boyfriend saying she was working or whatnot, but really she was at Tate house, and then the news actually caught her at Tate's house, and her boyfriend somehow saw that, and then he called the fucking whatnot, saying that he kidnapped her when clearly she didn't. She was having fun walking around freely on the cameras, everything shown, point
Man,
blank from the
but
second she.
low key, man's is an utter simp.
Yeah, her other man's was a, yeah, and
That
that's
man's is
how,
a simp.
and then that's why they did the search and all that, because and that's why people think he kidnaps and human traffics, because that one lie that she told to her boyfriend caused
It
that
just seems to be
conflict.
a dog shit media context. Then
And that's what it comes down to,
it
Speed, and
seems
that's what frustrates me is that everybody really hates him because of the 60 seconds that they seen, when I've actually looked into what he's doing, man, and he's one of the only people making an impact and changing humanity for the better.
that sounds beautiful as fuck.
It fucking sucks because like the last live stream I saw, man, he was talking about his purpose, his goal, what he's doing, why he's doing it, and no matter, like, he doesn't have to do what he's doing. He's rich. He can
Fact.
go off the face of
He
the earth,
he
and he
he
doesn't have to
he
be on
doesn't
YouTube. He doesn't
have to
have to
do
do
this. He's
army.
doing this for a reason,
He
man,
doesn't. He's already banned off of everything, right? And he's still trying
and
to
he's still trying.
and when it comes, actually, he's not
It
trying. He's
shows.
actually doing. But, he, bro, when it just it frustrates me that everybody, like, I saw this video the other day, and they banned Jordan Peterson. They banned. Think about Jordan Peterson. Why would they ban Jordan Peterson?
Yeah,
because there's an agenda and they don't want like what's happening is the men that are being woken up to actually be men are starting to scare the elites, and the elites really don't want the men to cause another revolution.
That's facts.
That's the way I see it, man. Like it.
No, you ain't wrong about that.
The only people that
because
can is the men.
Awareness, when you bring awareness, and if it's to the
to
whole
your power
population,
that everybody forgot.
I was just about to say, a lot of people don't understand anymore. Now that with the elite power is a higher sense of, well, damn, there's nothing that can. No, you are men. Do you not remember the fucking Revolutionary War, my motherfucking N-word? It's just like, bruh, you don't understand that it's our men that keeps this society afloat. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean that in a dehumanizing way. I don't mean that I'm not trying to take anything away from anyone.
I'll bring it down to a foundational rule that this is why men kind of have to rule it. Like right now, everything's cool, but what happens when war comes? Who are they fucking calling? You think they're calling those femboys that are scared to fight? Or women that aren't as skillful as men, they are going to call those toxic masculine males, as they so call, to go to war and fight for them. And if they were not around, they would fall. So when it comes down to it, man.
I mean, that's just human nature. I mean, we've talked about this in wars and so many things. We've had to hide blinds.
Exactly, and that's not to say, I don't want to sound biased because, man, without women, there wouldn't be men. Period. End of story. Like, women complement men very, very much. Men are happier.
I don't even mean it that way. I just mean
much more happier with women. And I just want to say that now because, I don't know, I think some of these things might get crazy.
All I'm going to say in a simpler form, we all give each other detail. And with detail, it makes each other a finer person. And with becoming a finer person becomes a better man, a better woman, a better person for society. Not even for society, but for the self. But but yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, and then one thing I want to leave off on is Tate will never. He doesn't do anything against anybody's will that he has been with. Like, and he's said that it's like, if you don't want to fuck with me or do the things I ask you to, that's okay. That's more than okay. Go live your life, and I'm gonna go live mine. And that's all he goes about it. And people take
humble.
that. People are just I know. And people take that out of context. They're like, "Oh, you're sexist. You're biased." It's like,
bro, you know how many times I've said that and people have gotten salty. Bro, there's so many conversations I've had. It's like what I've had, and I'm just so over the top done with someone where I'm like, listen, man, at this point, you can use that information and do with it as you wish and roll with it, man. I hope you live your life. And they take that so beyond their head and over their ego that they get salty about it when I'm being
they're like,
down
oh, you
to
think
heart.
you're better than me because you have options?
Like, I'm not being self-righteous. I'm just trying to be righteous and be nice, considerate, and humble. And whenever you try to bring humbleness into a picture, people want to knock you down a peg to bring